One, two, one, two. Hello, family, and welcome back. Welcome back. I am so glad that you decided to join me again for another episode at the table. Yes, we are here and we are going to discuss a word: forgiveness. Forgiveness. Did you hear me? Let me just go ahead and yell it. Forgiveness. That is what we will be discussing at the table today. 'Tis the season of forgiveness. So when you think about the word forgiveness, because sometimes people don't want to hear that word, we separate ourselves from that word. Been there, have a whole testimony about it. But today, I want to share my journey of getting to that place of forgiveness. So, when you think about the word, what comes to mind? Like, what things come to mind? Are we waiting? Do pictures and images come? Do you remember the scenes? Do you remember where you were, the ages? Like, there are flashbacks of so many things sometimes when I think about my journey in forgiveness. And on my journey, I had to learn first and foremost how to forgive myself because I wronged me. I allowed things. Sometimes we want to blame others, but it's like, mirror ministry, mirror ministry. Let's look at ourselves first. And then I had to learn how to forgive God because I was blaming him, and I knew that no matter what the outcome would be, he was with me. And I knew that it was going to work for my good once I decided what I needed to decide. And so that sometimes takes us on a journey that was not intended for us to go in that path. And so then we get there, we have brokenness, we have bitterness, just burdens and barriers, all the things that don't belong. So when I decided to heal, I began to invite people to the table so that we could talk about it. Well, first of all, I invited myself to the table because I needed to journal. So I'm going to go ahead and give you homework up front. I want you to take a journal. It could be a tablet, whatever you want to use. Come to the table early, whatever's your best time to just really reflect. Come to the table wherever you are, whatever table, doesn't matter. Sit at the table. Just sit with your thoughts and just begin to process back maybe 2 to 3 years and just see and just where you were, and then look at where you are now and just see some of the things that you could have done differently, better for yourself. So that's what we start with ourselves, not to be harsh and hard on ourselves, but forgiveness honestly starts with us. It starts within us. And so once we begin to be a model and example of forgiveness for ourselves, then we can release others. Then we could forgive others. So we deserve to be kind to ourselves. We deserve the joy that the Lord has given us because we know the joy of the Lord is our strength. That's where we get the strength from. You must give yourself grace in order to release grace to others. So sometimes we don't know what grace feels like and look like because we've never given it to ourselves. And peace, what about peace? Peace, when you learn how to forgive yourself and just sit with yourself and move past it, because we're not going to get stuck there now. So we're going to go back. We're going to sit at the table with our journal, but we're going to move forward after we write it down, some things that we need to forgive ourselves for. We're going to move past that. We're going to wash our hands and keep it moving because we're not going to allow the triggers to continue to keep us trapped. We're going to triumphant over those triggers. We're going to heal those wounds if there are any that kind of speak to where we are right now. We got to deal with those because when we don't deal with the issues will deal with us. So now, how do you feel about the word first and foremost when we think about forgiveness? What does it look like? How do you feel when you hear people say, I forgave that person, or I forgive them, or I will forgive them? I'm not holding a grudge. I'm letting it go Because again, sometimes you don't have to even say anything. It's like your behavior, your actions will show that you have forgiven others. You have forgiven yourself. And you all, I've had to forgive God for so many things because I'm like, but you knew about this, God. So I had to forgive. I had to learn how to forgive and let go of some of those things that I felt, was there. But now, of course, learning they were there for a purpose, for me to learn from them, for me to grow from them. So it's not like I had to forgive for something so harsh. It was just me not aligning myself and listening at that place of just wanting to do what I wanted to do. Because we all have been there in that place of just wanting to do what we've wanted to do. And it gets us stuck sometimes. And we have to forgive ourselves for being in a place that we were not supposed to be in that long or even in that place at all. So, not blaming God, but I still sat with Him so I could get what I needed to forgive myself and to let Him know how I felt about those things so that I could move forward. So, in this episode, we are going to dig deep. We're going to listen. We're going to take time to just listen to what our heart is speaking to us as it relates to forgiveness. When we forgive, and family, you know that I have been in healthcare for many years, and just being at the bedside of people transitioning, it's so peaceful to see when you notice people have just released everything. There's such a sense of freedom when you have released everything. And we don't have to wait to the transitioning of our lives to do that. We can do that in the processing and in the seasons of our lives while we're here in the earth. Forgiving people, it unlocks you. It frees you. It's the fragrance that you will never forget it. You will never forget people that you have been in the presence of, and it's kind of like nothing bothers them. There's no weight. There are no heavy burdens and chains on them. It's like they literally know how to let it go and lay it down. And so I want to do that even more because it's not a one and done. It's a continuation of being able to move forward and move forward freely. So here's a tip from the table. Who will you sit with to forgive? Again, who will you sit with to forgive? Who will you sit in forgiveness with? And that doesn't mean that you have to bring that person in front of you, but who will you sit and allow God to heal every part of your heart, all of your heart, not some, but all of it, so that you can move forward into the new year. You don't deserve, I don't deserve, we don't deserve to take baggage with us that was never meant. So let's let it go. Let's let it go before 2026 turns. Until next time, family, I will save your seat because remember, this table, it is for you.